this session we'll be talking about how to solve for number of apps, quantity of cards, and then number of plates. So for the impression, you use the same method as you use for your, but we will talk about the impression as well. Okay, so these are the 4 things that we'll be doing in this video. So when we take our books, for instance, let's say this is an A4 portrait. So A4 portrait, that means its cover will come like this so that it can wrap around the A4 book. Do you get it? Alright, so something like this look is A3. So A3 landscape, A4 portrait has an A3 landscape. But when we take an A4 landscape, its cover will, the longer side will extend. So we have A4 landscape here, Do you get it? So that means 8 1/4 by 11 3/4, 11 3/4. So this place will be, so the dimensions for this will be 8 1/4 by 23 1/2 for a cover like this landscape. And here, because this place, so this place will be maintained, 11 3/4 will be maintained. Then we have 8 1/4 here, 8 1/4 here. So it will read 11 3/4 by 16 1/2. So you can see they all have different cover sizes. Are we okay? Alright. So in doing this, we have to first solve for a number of apps for the cover. Sometimes it may be stated in the question that number of, it's a 2 cover up. That whenever you see 2 cover up in your question, that means your pages to view should be 4, because if you are having 4 pages to view like this, right, and then you need a cover, that means this portion can cover one book, and then this portion can cover another book. Do you get it? Yeah, so having this in mind, that means you now get why the 4 pages to view is 2 cover-ups. Alright, let me move on. And then we move on to the calculation of the cover-ups. So cover-ups, number of apps, it's similar to pages to view, something like that. Pages to view. So this one, you take the machine size and then divide it by the finished size. Alright, so what's the machine size? 20 by 29 inches, and then the finished size is an A3 landscape, so 11 3/4 by 16 1/2, right? Okay, so 11 3/4 here 2, 16 1/2 here 1, here 1. So how many apps do we have? We have 2 apps. So now you get why I said when they say that 2 apps is the same as the 4 pages to view. Alright, so having had this, so now you want to know total number of sections for cover. right? How many books are you producing? So it's your total copies, right? Total copies divided by number of ups. Then you get 1000 divided by 2. What do we have here? 500 sections for cover. Then we move on to solve for our PSS, because you are coming to solve for quantity of cards. Here it's not paper, quantity of cards. So quantity of cards, we'll read PSS. Then when you come to your PSS, you come to your number of ups. Now one is for the 16, so you multiply the 1 by the 16.5 inches, and then you multiply the 2 by the 11.75. Then you get our PSS as 16.5 by 23.5. Then you add our trim margins and you get 17.5 by 24. We get it, and then it reads the same as PSS for cover. Now number of outs will be stock size over PSS. Then you get 30 by 40 over 17.5 by 24. So this into this 1, this into this 2. Then we have 2 outs. Then we have 2 outs. Alright. So 2 outs. 2 outs are, how many sections do we have in all? Now if it's saying that when we take one stock size, we will have 2 outs. 2 outs, which is the same as our sections, right? How many sections do we have in all for covers? 500. So that means next we are dividing 500 by 2. Then we get 250 stock size of cards, right? We want to change this to 52 packs of cards. Then we know that every pack has 100 cards in it. So we divide the 250 by 100. Then we get 2.5 cards. So this is the number of cards of 30 by 40 that we'll be buying. So we can change the 0.5 to normal cards, so it will read. So we just take the decimal point 0.5 and then multiply by the 100. Then we get 50 cards. So in your answer you can state 2 packs, 50 cards as your answer. Then you are done with your quantity of paper. So when you come to plates, when solving for the plate, you should it's saying that it's 2 ups, right? 1, 2, and then it's a full color. So that means all this will take cyan, magenta, yellow, and key as a result. And for covers we print only the front, so that means it will take 4 plates. So you just state that 1 section equals 4 plates, and then you can give a reason why it's 4 plates. Reason, then you give your reason why it's 4 plates, and then you are good to go. So you add your plates for the cover to the plates for the book block, which is 16, and then you have 20 plates for the whole project. right? Okay, so having done that, we move on to your impression. And then for our impression, we said that a pass can be termed as one impression, right? And then another school of thought too says every unit can be considered as an impression. Do you get it? Alright. Then we move on to that. So when the cover comes in like this, it goes in, we print once, we don't turn the back. Do you get it? We print, we don't turn the back because we are printing only one side. That means one section will be equal to one impression. When we come to the one pass, and how many sections do we have in all? 500. As a result, we have 500 impressions to make, right? Then if the question is saying that 1000 impression equals 200 cedis, because your 500 is still not up to the 1000 impression, you still pay for 200 cedis even though it's not up to the 2000 it's not up to the 1000 impression. So the other school of thought to calculate its impression as every unit makes an impression. So that means one section equals 4 impressions, right? And how many sections do we have? 500. So this is it. So 500. So that means 500 times 4. Then we have 2000 impressions, right? And then here, because it's 200, here 1000 impression will cost 50 cedis. So you just so if 1000 impression equals 50 cedis, right? How much will 2000 impression cost? So you just multiply the 2000 by the 50 and then divide by the 1000. So the 1000 takes out this, and then the 50 this. So you are left with 2. And you multiply your 2 by your 50, and then what do we get? 5 to 10, right? 2000 so that should be, let me rewrite everything here. 2000 times the 50 Ghana cedis all over 1000 impressions. This. Then we have 2 times 50, so 5 to 10. That means here you are paying something 100 cedis for that. Are we okay? So that's everything. But it shouldn't be any problem working it that way. So if the figures are huge, you get everything right. So all the best in the others. Goodbye.